I think the company looks to me to look after the information estate that we have, to identify technologies that might be available to us to help us operate in different ways and to introduce those into our business. And then to be able to help each of our businesses to see what those opportunities are, to take those technologies, improve their existing operations, and then embed those technologies in their business. Generally, I need them to be really connected to their businesses. We have a diversified business. We run everything from mining operations for industrial materials. We're in the diamond business. We have manufacturing components to our business. We run smelters and refineries, and they're all quite different. So the people in my organisation need to be directly attached to those and understand what problems we're trying to solve. I think ideas for new technologies come from a lot of places. Suppliers play a role, but of course they have products that they're trying to sell. We stay abreast of industry developments, and then a lot of our inspiration comes from other industries. The mining industry is not that much different to oil and gas. It's not that much different to manufacturing. So a lot of our best ideas, the improvements we have in our process plant, are leveraging technologies which have been in place in oil and gas for the last 10, 20 years. We're introducing some workflows into our mining environment which look very much like what we're doing in industrial manufacture, and so we're shoehorning those technologies into mining. I think there are a lot of opportunities to do that sort of work, and it really requires casting a mind or casting an eye out into other industries that are related. The challenge I've had my entire career is managing the proliferation of systems. IT is one of those fields where it can be a hobby for a lot of people. So a lot of people have a view on IT in a way that they won't on, say, the way we select tyres for trucks or the way you select a fuel supplier. So you end up in a diversified business with a lot of people having ideas and then pursuing those ideas locally. I think in any organisation, you need to make a judgment as to how much you want to leverage the scale of a business, which means that you look for opportunities to standardise across the group to get more efficient at what you do, and then weigh them against pursuing innovations and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work in different areas. So personally, in my career, I've always tried to manage getting that balance right, being able to articulate with business stakeholders where we take a position on that, what amount of innovation we allow to happen locally and what things we want to standardise across a group, and then to pursue those. But it's always a challenge managing proliferation of systems, processes across a group like this. I tend to manage them as two separate estates. So we have a lot of systems in the group. I think any company has an existing legacy estate. That's important. It generally runs your core business operations. All of our work management processes, all of our stocking of materials, the management of product through our pipeline, that's all done through using existing systems. There are opportunities there to modernise those. There are opportunities to take some of that operating complexity and pass it out to other players. The big cloud players are an opportunity there. But again, that doesn't really get you to where you want to be in future. So I tend to separate the two programs out. There's managing the existing legacy estate and trying to modernise that, and then introducing new technologies and finding a way for them to coexist happily in the environment. One of the things that we are laser focused on at Anglo American is introducing safety to the core of all of our operations, and that extends to the IT systems. So we're in a business where we have an unacceptable safety rate. We hurt a lot of people through our operations. We're getting better at that year on year, but we're not where we want to be. And so a lot of what is available to us through new digital technologies can help bring us to that future. The ability to automate and remotely operate equipment can bring people that are currently operating in harm's way out of harm's way, so that no longer poses a risk. There's also, as we look at our plants and we look at the interconnection of processes, we can architect them in such a way that harm cannot occur because the systems won't allow it. And I think sometimes I look at the operations that we have and we think, well, if we moved into that business today, you wouldn't build them like that. They'd look a particular way. what are the opportunities that present in technology to get them into the shape that if you were to build it today, all of those things would be in place. And that's a lot of the work that we're having underway at the moment, that if we look at our underground operations, we're very rapidly modernising those so we can connect our workers underground, they can understand what's happening, they can understand what risks are in their area, that they're visible to others, and that we can make our operations safer through technology.